Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, that is Malahara Kalpana. Malahara Kalpana is coming under the Bahya Prayoga, Bahya Kalpanas, and under the branch that is Bahi Parimarjana Chigilsa. So let's move on to the introduction. Here, as I already told you, it comes under Bahya Kalpana. These are compared with the ointment preparations. Malaharas are ointment preparations in our pharmaceutics. The word Malahara was adapted from Yoga Ratnagara. The Malaharas are not found in our basic Samhitas. It is uh, included in our Ayurveda pharmaceutics during the period of Yoga Ratnagara. Actually, it is originated from Unani system of medicine. That is Malaham or Marham are basically originated from Unani system of medicine. Why it is called a Malahara? Because it removes Mala from Vrana, Vidradi, Tokvigara, etc. So this is about the basic introduction about Malahara Kalpana. Now let's consider the method of preparation. A Malahara comprises or composes two basic components, that is a base and the medicinal drug. A base can be either Taila, Grita, Sikta, Sarja, etc. Sikta means beeswax. And the medicinal drug, it should be in the Sukshma Churna form in order to combine with the base. So let's consider the preparation of the base Sikta Taila that is used in majority of our Malahara preparations. Sikta Taila is prepared and the medicinal drugs are incorporated into it in the preparation of Malahara. So first of all we have to consider the preparation of Sikta Taila. In Rasa Tarangini, it has been described that Sikta Taila is formed when Sikta is combined with Tila Taila, that is beeswax is combined with sesame seed oil in an appropriate ratio, that is Yuktamana Vimishridam. It is said as Yuktamana Vimishridam. And after it attains Navanita like consistency, that is Navanitabam, it is called Sikta Taila. So we have to mix this beeswax with Tila Taila in order to prepare Sikta Taila. That is Siktagam Tila Tailam cha Yuktamana Vimishridam Vipakvam Navanitapam Sikta Tailam Prakirtidam. So we have to subject it to Paka, Vipakvam. So let's consider the details of the preparation of Sikta Taila. We have to take the beeswax 1 part, Tila Taila which is to be taken 5 or 6 part. Actually the 5 part is should be taken during summer season and 6 parts in all other normal season. And the preparation is like this, that is we have to heat the Tila Taila in a pan over gas stove, and once it gets heated Sikta is added to it, that is Bhagegam Vimalam Siktam Tailam tu Rasabhagigam Adhaya Vangaliptayam Staligayam Nidhabayed. We have to take it in a staliga, that is coated with a tin. Vangaliptayam Staligayam Nidhabayed, and we have to heat it, that is Pajet Tavat Mandavanno Yavat Siktam Dravi Bhavet. We have to heat it until this Sikta melted. Then after the wax gets mixed properly in oil, the pan is taken out of gas stove. That is Stalikam Adayatnena Dharanyam Avatarayed. And we have to filter this mixture in order to remove the impurities. And again this mixture is mixed with a spoon or pestle until a uniform consistency is obtained. That is Tavat Prajalaye Darvya Yavateti Praghadatam Sikta Taila Samayogat Sikta Tailam Idam Smridam. This is the preparation method mentioned in Rasa Tarangini. And the variation in ratio is like this, that is Bhagegam Vimalam Siktam Tailam tu Rasabhagigam. That is the first followed ratio, that is 1:6. And the next is Bhagegam Vimalam Siktam Tailam tu Sharabhagigam. That is Sikta is to Taila in the ratio 1:5. After preparation of this base, that is Sikta Taila, we have to add the medicaments, churna of the medicaments into that malahara and triturate well, or we have to heat that in the that churna in the base, that is Sikta Taila. So the examples of malahara mentioned in the syllabus are Sarjarasa malahara and Gandhaka malahara. Sarjarasa malahara, actually it is an emulsion formed. We are preparing an emulsion of sarja in water. That is, the ingredients of Sarjarasa malahara are: we have to take Tila Taila 16 parts, Sarjarasa 4 part, Sasyagam 1 part, and Sphatikam 1 part. And we have to powder all the ingredients, and we have to heat the Tila Taila. Then we have to add the powdered ingredients to the Tila Taila, heated Tila Taila, and filter it. And to that, little quantity of water is added, and it should be rubbed with the palm. And we have to add water little by little until no water is absorbed into it. So we have to add around 15 to 20 times of water in order to form the emulsion. Actually, it is a water in oil emulsion. And Gandhaka malahara, actually the reference of Gandhaka malahara is not seen in the textbooks. The Gandhaka and Sikta Taila should be mixed in the ratio. And there is another reference, that is Gandhagadya malahara from Rasatarangini. There Gandhagadya malahara, it includes the following components, that is Sikta Tailam Suvimalam Rasatolaga Sammitam. We had to take Sikta Taila, that is Rasatolaga means 6 tola. Tola is equivalent to Karsha. So we had to take 72 gram of Sikta Taila. Gandhakam Girisinduram Tolagardhamidam Pradak. We have to take Gandhaka and Girisindura 6 gram each. Tolagardham means 6 gram. Tankanam Ganasaram cha Pradak Masha Dvoyonmidam. And Tankanam and Ganasaram, here it is Karpura. We have to take it 2 masha. That is approximately 1.5 gram. And we have to powder all these ingredients well, and it should be mixed with the Sikta Taila and triturated well until a homogeneous mixture is formed. And this has to be kept in glass container. And this malahara, it is said that Dattva Sammeli Yatnena Kachakupyam Nidhabayet. And Mato Malaharo Ayamtu Gandhagatya Samahvaya. The indication is Vinashayatyashu Brisham Pamam Atyartha Darunam. So it is the indication said in Gandhagadya Malahara. Pama is a type of kushta. So now let's consider the modern pharmaceutic equivalent of malahara, that is ointments. Ointments are actually soft semi-solid preparations used for external application to the skin or mucous membrane. Here it contains, like malahara, it contains ointment. Ointment contains a base and the medicament drugs, and the medicaments will be dissolved or suspended or emulsified in the base. And these are used as emollients or protective agents to the skin, or as vehicles for topical application of medicinal substances. So let's consider the characteristics of an ideal ointment. It should be physically and chemically stable, and it should be smooth and free from grittiness. So it should not be that much rough. It should melt or soften at body temperature and be easily applied. And the base that we are used in the ointment should be non-irritating and should have no therapeutic action. And also it should be not incompatible with the medicament. The medicament should be finely divided must be finely divided and uniformly distributed throughout the base. So what do you mean by a base? Now let's consider the ointment base. That is, it is actually a carrier or vehicle for the medicament. So in order to apply on the skin, the application of medicament on the skin, we require a base. So this base should be inert and it should be stable, smooth, and also compatible with the skin, should be non-irritating, and should release the incorporated medicament readily. Various types of ointment bases are there. Actually, four types, that is oleogenous bases, absorptive bases, emulsion bases, and water soluble bases. So they act as a preservative also, and also it serves as a protective or emollient, and it acts as a vehicle for the drug. And examples for oleogenous bases are the petroleum jelly, paraffin, etc. are coming under these oleogenous bases. And for examples of absorptive bases are that we are using in our Sikta Taila, that is beeswax and wool fat, etc. are absorptive bases. So these are the examples of types of ointment bases. Now let's consider the factors governing the selection of an ideal ointment base. The two types of factors are there, that is dermatological factors and pharmaceutical factors. First one is dermatological factors. Among that is first is absorption and penetration. That is, only the ointment base penetrates deep into the tissues of the skin and the medicament will be absorbed into the bloodstream. And animal and vegetable fats readily penetrate the skin, whereas liquid paraffins do not. So if we want to increase the penetration, we can use animal and vegetable fats instead of liquid paraffins. And water soluble substances are more readily absorbed from water soluble bases. If we are using water soluble bases, the medicaments which are water soluble are readily absorbed. Oil or water emulsion bases release the medicament more readily than greasy bases or water or oil emulsion bases. So these oil in water emulsion bases are the types of bases, that is we will discuss this under the heading of emulsions. So this is, consider this, there are two types of bases, emulsion bases, that is oil in water and water in oil. Among that, oil in water emulsion bases release the medicament more readily. Then second one is the effect on skin function, that is oil or water bases, emulsion bases, and other water miscible bases produces a cooling effect. When we apply an ointment over the skin, we will feel a cooling effect rather than heating effect, and mix readily with the skin secretion. The next dermatological factor is the miscibility with the skin secretions and serum. Oil in water emulsion bases are more readily miscible with serum, that too from broken skin. Then compatibility with skin secretion. Usually we opt neutral ointment bases, and if the bases we are using should be compatible with the skin secretion and should have a pH of around 5.5. Then compatibility with skin secretion and emollient properties. This, as I already told you, this ointment base should be non-irritant to the skin and also it should possess an emollient property. So let's consider the other next dermatological factor, that is ease of application and removal, which is very much important in case of an ointment base. The ointment base should be easily applicable as well as easily removable from the skin. So let's consider the pharmaceutical factors. So that is, first one is stability, that is fats and oils of animal and vegetable sources are more liable to undergo oxidation, that is so we have to preserve them properly. If we are using bases like animal and vegetable oil, etc. So we have to preserve it well, otherwise it will undergo oxidation. At the same time, soft paraffin, liquid paraffin, these are petroleum substances, are comparatively more stable. Then solvent properties. Suitable solvent should be selected for proper disbursement of medicaments of an ointment. Suppose if we are adding certain substances which are not that much soluble or mixing with the base, then we have to dissolve them in certain substances. For example, if we are adding tannic acid in an ointment, we have to mix it with glycerin and dissolve it in glycerin, and then it should be incorporated with the base, otherwise it will not get properly mixed with the base. So solvent properties we should consider. Then emulsifying properties. Emulsifying properties, that is, hydrocarbon bases can absorb only a small amount of aqueous substances, whereas some animal fats like wolf fat can take up about 50% of the water. Therefore, we opt animal fats in the preparations of creams, which can absorb more water. Consistency, next pharmaceutical factor, that is, the ointment produced should be of suitable consistency. They should neither be too hard nor too soft. They should withstand the climatic conditions. So these are the dermatological and pharmaceutical factors we have to consider while selecting a ointment base. Now let's consider the preparation of an ointment. Basically we follow two methods, that is, first one trituration method and the second one is fusion method. Trituration method is the most commonly and widely used method. Here the medicaments which are to be incorporated in the base are first reduced into fine powder. That we are following in our Malahara Kalpana, like that we are following this method. That is, this powder is then triturated with a small amount of the base on an ointment slab with the help of a stainless steel spatula. When this is properly mixed, to this additional quantities of bases are incorporated and triturated until the medicament is homogeneously mixed with the base. So we have to get a homogeneous mixture. That is, if we take a sample of ointment, it should contain the accurate amount of medicament and base mixed. And that's meant by homogeneous mixing. And to remove the gritty particles, the ointment should be passed through an ointment mill. Next method is fusion method. Here, when an ointment base contains a number of solid ingredients like beeswax, acetyl alcohol, stearyl alcohol, stearic acid, these are all different types of bases that we are using, and in such a condition we have to melt those bases. Otherwise we can't incorporate the medicament into those bases. So the melting of the substances should be done in the decreasing order of their melting point. So the substance having the highest melting point should be melted first, then the next melting point, then the substance with the next melting point, and so on. This is followed in order to avoid the overheating of substances having low melting ingredient, and these should be stirred thoroughly until the mass cools down and a homogeneous product is formed. So either if we are following these two methods, that is trituration method or fusion method, we have to consider certain factors depending on the medicinal constituents. That is, if we are adding resins, concentrated extracts, etc. into the base, we have to mix them with the water, oil, glycerin, like that, and then we have to add with the base. Like that we have to use the drugs in Sukshma Churna Rupa. That is, we have to use the very fine powder, microfine powder to be incorporated with the ointment base. And at the same time, if we are using crystals like if we are using tankana, etc., we have to powder them thoroughly and mix with the base. And I already told you, if we are using tannic acid, we have to mix that with the glycerin and then incorporate it with the base. And if you are adding alkaloid like substances, we have to mix them with oleic acid and then we have to incorporate with the base. Like that, if we are using liquid extract, suppose if we are using an extract of a guava, for example Nalpamara guava, like that, we have to concentrate that and evaporate it, and only the solid portion should be added with the base, otherwise it will be get oxidized. We can't preserve it for longer time period. And if you are adding volatile substances like menthol in the ointment, it should be added in the end of the preparation. Since it is very volatile, it will escape while triturating. Like that, this drug and base should not be chemically incompatible. It should be mixing properly and no incompatibility should be there. Like that, if we are using bases like fats, oil, etc., we should ensure that those are not undergoing rancidity. Okay, so they, like that, these factors should be considered while preparing ointments. And after preparation of ointments, we have to store these in wide mouth containers or either in collapsible tubes. So this is the preparation of Malahara and ointments in modern pharmaceutics. So we have discussed in this presentation today what you meant by a Malahara, and what are the components of a Malahara, that is the base and the medicament, and how we are preparing Sikta Taila, and the examples of Malahara, and how ointments are prepared, that is, and the what do you mean by an ointment base, what are the factors we have to consider while selecting an ointment base, and the precautions should be taken before preparation of ointment, that is either we are following fusion method or trituration method. We have to do some precautions, or we have to consider the drug property and the property of the base before mixing of these two into a homogeneous mass. So this is for today's presentation. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section or in the Google Classroom. Okay, thank you for your patient listening. I am winding up the session. Thank you.